Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Yield to another's wish or opinion. Hand over formally. Put before. I submit to you that the accused is guilty. Accept or undergo, often unwillingly. Refer to another person for decision or judgment. Accept as inevitable. Make over as a return. Make an application as for a job or funding. Refer for judgment or consideration. The lawyer submitted the material to the court. Yield to the control of another. Yield to another's wish or opinion. Take on duties or office. Accede to the throne. To agree or express agreement. A knot with two loops and loose ends, used to tie shoelaces. Bending the head or body or knee as a sign of reverence or submission or shame or greeting. An appearance by actors or performers at the end of the concert or play in order to acknowledge the applause of the audience. Something curved in shape. Yield to another's wish or opinion. The government bowed to the military pressure. Bend one's back forward from the waist on down. She bowed before the Queen. Front part of a vessel or aircraft. He pointed the bow of the boat toward the finish line. Bend one's knee or body, or lower one's head. He bowed before the king. A decorative interlacing of ribbons. A slightly curved piece of resilient wood with taut horsehair strands, used in playing certain stringed instruments. A stroke with a curved piece of wood with taut horsehair strands that is used in playing stringed instruments. A weapon for shooting arrows, composed of a curved piece of resilient wood with a taut cord to propel the arrow. Bend the head or the upper part of the body in a gesture of respect or greeting. He bowed before the king. Play on a stringed instrument with a bow. Yield to another's wish or opinion. Hold back to a later time. Yield to another's wish or opinion. Consent reluctantly. Perform a play, especially on a stage. The period of time that is happening now. Any continuous stretch of time including the moment of speech. That is enough for the present. Give, especially as an honor or reward. Introduce. A verb tense that expresses actions or states at the time of speaking. Represent abstractly, for example in a painting, drawing, or sculpture. Hand over formally. Deliver, a speech, oration, or idea. The commencement speaker presented a forceful speech that impressed the students. Give an exhibition of to an interested audience. Cause to come to know personally. Give as a present. Make a gift of. Bring forward and present to the mind. We presented the arguments to him. Recognize with a gesture prescribed by a military regulation. Assume a prescribed position. Present somebody with something, usually to accuse or criticize. Being or existing in a specified place. The murderer is present in this room. Formally present a debutante, a representative of a country, etc. Something presented as a gift. His tie was a present from his wife. Temporal sense. Intermediate between past and future, now existing or happening or in consideration. The present leader. Put something somewhere, firmly. She posited her hand on his shoulder. Logic. A proposition that is accepted as true in order to provide a basis for logical reasoning. Take as a given. Assume as a postulate or axiom. He posited 3 basic laws of nature. Put before. Summon into action or bring into existence, often as if by magic. Put before. Insist on having one's opinions and rights recognized. Propose as a candidate for some honor. Indicate through a symbol, formula, etc. The territory occupied by a nation. A politically organized body of people under a single government. The state has elected a new president. Chemistry. The 3 traditional states of matter are solids, fixed shape and volume, and liquids, fixed volume and shaped by the container, and gases, filling the container. The solid state of water is called ice. The territory occupied by one of the constituent administrative districts of a nation. His state is in the deep south. Put before. The federal department in the United States that sets and maintains foreign policies. Express in words. State your opinion. A state of depression or agitation. He was in such a state you just couldn't reason with him. The group of people comprising the government of a sovereign state. The state has lowered its income tax. The way something is with respect to its main attributes. The current state of knowledge. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Be capable of holding or containing. This box won't take all the items. Remove something concrete, as by lifting, pushing, or taking off, or remove something abstract. Take the gun from your pocket. Serve oneself to, or consume regularly. I don't take sugar in my coffee. Make a film or photograph of something. Take a scene. Be designed to hold or take. This surface will not take the dye. Require, time or space. Take somebody somewhere. Can you take me to the main entrance? Have sex with. Archaic use. He had taken this woman when she was most vulnerable. Have with oneself. Have on one's person. She always takes an umbrella. Receive or obtain regularly. We take the Times every day. Admit into a group or community. Head into a specified direction. Pick out, select, or choose from a number of alternatives. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. Assume, as of positions or roles. Interpret something in a certain way. Convey a particular meaning or impression. How should I take this message? Lay claim to, as of an idea. Accept or undergo, often unwillingly. Make use of or accept for some purpose. Take a risk. Take something or somebody with oneself somewhere. Engage for service under a term of contract. Shall we take a guide in Rome? Be stricken by an illness, fall victim to an illness. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Take as an undesirable consequence of some event or state of affairs. Get into one's hands, take physically. Can you take this bag, please? Require is useful, just, or proper. It takes nerve to do what she did. Occupy or take on. Receive willingly something given or offered. Be a student of a certain subject. Proceed along in a vehicle. Point or cause to go, blows, weapons, or objects such as photographic equipment, towards. Ascertain or determine by measuring, computing or take a reading from a dial. Take a pulse. Be seized or affected in a specified way. Take sick. Buy, select. I'll take a pound of that sausage. Carry out. Take action. Experience or feel or submit to. Obtain by winning. Winner takes all. Take by force. Take into one's possession. I'll take 3 salmon steaks. The act of photographing a scene or part of a scene without interruption. Travel or go by means of a certain kind of transportation, or a certain route. He takes the bus to work. Move forward, also in the metaphorical sense. Cause to be distributed. Transmit, knowledge or skills. Transmit information. Place into the hands or custody of. Refer to another person for decision or judgment. Give to or transfer possession of. Assign to a class or kind. People argue about how to relegate certain mushrooms. Assign to a lower position, reduce in rank. Refer to another person for decision or judgment. She likes to relegate difficult questions to her colleagues. Expel, as if by official decree. Come to terms. Bring into consonance or accord. Make, one thing, compatible with, another. Accept as inevitable. Leave, a job, post, or position, voluntarily. The chairman resigned when he was found to have misappropriated funds. Part with a possession or right. Resign a claim to the throne. Give up or retire from a position. The chairman resigned over the financial scandal. Accept as inevitable. He resigned himself to his fate. Give something useful or necessary to. Melt, fat or lard, in order to separate out impurities. Render fat in a casserole. Give an interpretation or rendition of. The pianist rendered the Beethoven sonata beautifully. Bestow. Render thanks. To surrender someone or something to another. Render up the prisoners. Give or supply. The estate renders some revenue for the family. Pass down. Render a verdict. Show in, or as in, a picture. The face of the child is rendered with much tenderness in this painting. Restate, words, from one language into another language. She rendered the French poem into English. Give back. Render money. Make over as a return. They had to render the estate. A substance similar to stucco but exclusively applied to masonry walls. Cause to become. The shot rendered her immobile. Coat with plastic or cement. Render the brick walls in the den. Break into a conversation. Keep or lay aside for future use. Set up for use. We put in a new sink. To insert between other elements. Place, fit, or thrust something into another thing. Make an application as for a job or funding. We put in a grant to the NSF. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Be the cause or source of. End resistance, as under pressure or force. The door yielded to repeated blows with a battering ram. Move in order to make room for someone for something. Consent reluctantly. Give or supply. This year's crop yielded 1,000 bushels of corn. Be flexible under stress of physical force. Give in, as to influence or pressure. Give over. Surrender or relinquish to the physical control of another. The quantity of something, as a commodity, that is created, usually within a given period of time. Be willing to concede. Bring in. Production of a certain amount. An amount of a product. Be fatally overwhelmed. Cause to happen or be responsible for. Cease opposition. Stop fighting. Consent reluctantly. Consent reluctantly. Be fatally overwhelmed. Consent reluctantly. Be the cause or source of. Give entirely to a specific person, activity, or cause. Give one's talents to a good cause. The elasticity of something that can be stretched and returns to its original length. Transmit, knowledge or skills. Give a secret to the Russians. Move in order to make room for someone for something. Bestow. Give homage. Give food to. Don't give the child this tough meat. Give or supply. Convey or communicate. Of a smile, a look, a physical gesture. Be flexible under stress of physical force. This material doesn't give. Contribute to some cause. Bestow, especially officially. Give a divorce. Dedicate. Give thought to. Break down, literally or metaphorically. Place into the hands or custody of. Organize or be responsible for. Give a course. Bring about. Convey, as of a compliment, regards, attention, etc., bestow. Give the orders. Afford access to. The French doors give onto a terrace. Give or convey physically. Give as a present. Make a gift of. What will you give her for her birthday? Endure the loss of. Cause to happen or be responsible for. Accord by verdict. Give a decision for the plaintiff. Allow to have or take. I give you 2 minutes to respond. Cause to have, in the abstract sense or physical sense. Consent to engage in sexual intercourse with a man. Convey or reveal information. Deliver in exchange or recompense. I'll give you 3 books for 4 CDs. Emit or utter. Give a yelp. Estimate the duration or outcome of something. Execute and deliver. Give, as medicine. Guide or direct, as by behavior of persuasion. Inflict as a punishment. Leave with. Give temporarily. Can I give you my keys while I go in the pool? Manifest or show. This student gives promise of real creativity. Occur. What gives? Offer in good faith. Perform for an audience. Present to view. Proffer, a body part. Propose. Submit for consideration, judgment, or use. Give one's opinion. Transfer possession of something concrete or abstract to somebody. Can you give me lessons? Make a proposal. Declare a plan for something. Call to mind. Drop a hint. Intimate by a hint. Imply as a possibility. The evidence suggests a need for more clarification. Put forward. Nominate for appointment to an office or for an honor or position. Ask someone to marry you. She proposed marriage to the man she had known for only 2 months. Make a proposal. Declare a plan for something. The senator proposed to abolish the sales tax. Present for consideration, examination, criticism, etc. He proposed a new plan for dealing with terrorism. Propose or intend. Inform somebody of something. I advised him that the rent was due. Make a proposal. Declare a plan for something. Give advice to. Pass through. The chemical undergoes a sudden change. Give an affirmative reply to. Respond favorably to. I cannot accept your invitation. Be designed to hold or take. Tolerate or accommodate oneself to. I shall have to accept these unpleasant working conditions. Admit into a group or community. Accept students for graduate study. Take on as one's own the expenses or debts of another person. All accept the charges. Make use of or accept for some purpose. Receive willingly something given or offered. Please accept my present. Be sexually responsive to, used of a female domesticated mammal. The cow accepted the bull. Consider or hold as true. I cannot accept the dogma of this church. React favorably to. Consider right and proper. People did not accept atonal music at that time. Receive a report, officially, as from a committee. Natural abilities or qualities. Give as a present. Make a gift of. Give qualities or abilities to. The act of giving. Something acquired without compensation. Be pertinent or relevant or applicable. The same laws apply to you. Avail oneself to. Apply a principle. Be applicable to, as to an analysis. Apply to a surface. Give or convey physically. Ensure observance of laws and rules. Put into service. Make work or employ for a particular purpose or for its inherent or natural purpose. I apply this rule to get good results. Apply oneself to. Please apply yourself to your homework. Ask for something. Apply for a job. Refer, a word or name, to a person or thing. Be relevant to. There were lots of questions referring to her talk. Seek information from. Refer to your notes. Have as a meaning. Make reference to. Send or direct for treatment, information, or a decision. Refer a patient to a specialist. Think of, regard, or classify under a subsuming principle or with a general group or in relation to another. This plant can be referred to a known species. Use a name to designate. Christians refer to the mother of Jesus as the Virgin Mary. Be sold for a certain price. Earn on some commercial or business transaction. Earn as salary or wages. Bring in a new person or object into a familiar environment. Submit a verdict to a court. Transmit. Trying something to find out about it. Any standardized procedure for measuring sensitivity or memory or intelligence or aptitude or personality, etc. The test was standardized on a large sample of students. A set of questions or exercises evaluating skill or knowledge. When the test was stolen, the professor had to make a new set of questions. Test or examine for the presence of disease or infection. Examine someone's knowledge of something. The teacher tests us every week. Put to the test, as for its quality, or give experimental use to. The act of testing something. The act of undergoing testing. He survived the great test of battle. Achieve a certain score or rating on a test. She tested high on the LSAT and was admitted to all the good law schools. A hard outer covering as of some amoebas and sea urchins. Determine the presence or properties of a substance. Show a certain characteristic when tested. He tested positive for HIV. Undergo a test. She doesn't test well.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.